students. In the last video we discussed about algorithms and asymptotic efficiency of algorithm. Now in this video we will discuss about types of asymptotic notation. We know that why we use asymptotic notation. They are mathematical way of representing the time complexity and they are used in prior analysis. Prior analysis means that we don't execute the algorithm. So there are three types of asymptotic notation. First is big O notation. When we use big O notation, when we have only an asymptotically upper bound of the algorithm, then we use the big O notation. When we say that our function fn is big O of gn, when we have the condition that fn is greater than equal to 0 and less than equals to c times gn for all n greater than equals to n naught, where c and n naught are positive constants. Then we say that our function fn is big O of gn. This figure shows that our function fn is big O of gn. We can see from this figure that for all n greater than equal to n naught, our function fn is less than equals to c times g. Suppose our function fn is 3n plus 2. Is this function big O of n? We have to check. It will be big O of n when 3n plus 2 is less than equals to c times n for all n greater than equals to n naught. For n naught equals to 1 and for c equals to 4, we will check 3 into 1 plus 2 less than equals to 4 into 1, which is not true. So for c equals to 4 and now n naught equal to 2. 3 into 2 plus 2 less than equals to 4 into 2, which is true. If n naught equals to 3, then again this condition will be true. So we can say that for c equals to 4 and for all n greater than equal to n naught, where n naught is equal to 2, our function fn, that is 3n plus 2, is big O of n. Another example, function fn is equal to n cube plus n plus 5 is big O of n cube. So we have to check n cube plus n plus 5 is less than equals to c times n cube. So if we take c equals to 7 and n naught equal to 1, we will check 1 plus 1 plus 5 less than equals to 7 into 1, which is true. So if we increase the value of n naught, this condition will always be true. So we can say that for c equals to 7 and for all n greater than equal to 1, our condition is true. So we can say that function fn, that is n cube plus n plus 5, is big O of n cube. One point is that big O notation is used to capture all upper bound, but we prefer the least upper bound. Least upper bound means suppose our function is any function fn is big O of n cube, then it will be big O of n raised to power 4 also. It will be big O of n raised to power 5 also, and so on. But we take the least upper bound, that is big O of n cube. Another example, we have to prove that function 3 raised to power n is not big O of 2 raised to power n. So we can prove it by contradiction. Let us suppose that our function 3 raised to power n is big O of 2 raised to power n. So 3 raised to power n should be less than equals to c times 2 raised to power n. Dividing both sides by 2 raised to power n, we will get 1.5 raised to power n should be less than equals to c, which is a contradiction because we have already told that c is a constant. So it cannot depend on the value of n. So our supposition is wrong and we can say that 3 raised to power n is not big O of 2 raised to power n. Second notation is big omega notation. Just as big O notation provides asymptotically upper bound on the function, big omega notation provides asymptotically lower bound on the function. So for a given function gn, when we will say that our function fn is big omega of gn, when our function fn is greater than equals to c times gn, which is greater than equals to 0. Again, for all n greater than equals to n naught, where c and n naught are the positive constants. This figure shows that our function fn is big omega of gn, because for all n greater than equals to n naught, our function fn is greater than equals to c times gn. So we can say that function fn is big omega of gn. Again, big omega can be used to denote all lower bounds of the algorithm, but we prefer the greatest lower bound. For example, if our function fn is big omega of n raised to power 4, then it will be big omega of n raised to power q and big omega of n raised to power 2. But we will take the greatest lower bound. It is used in the best case analysis of the algorithm. As big O is used in the worst case analysis of the algorithm, similarly big omega notation is used in the best case analysis of the algorithm. Let us take one example. Suppose function fn is 3n plus 2. Is this big omega of n? We have already proved that this is big O of n. We have to prove that this is big omega of n. Now we will check. It will be big omega of n if 3n plus 2 is greater than equals to c times n, for c is equal to constant. Let us take c equals to 1 and n naught equals to 1. So 3 plus 2, 5 is greater than equals to 1. True. If we take n naught equal to 2, 3 into 2, 6 plus 2, 8 greater than equals to 2. So this is true. So we can say that for c equal to 1 and n greater than equals to 1, our function fn is big omega of n. Another example, prove that function fn n cube plus n plus 5 is big omega of n cube. When this will be true, if n cube plus n plus 5 is greater than equals to c times n cube. If we take c equal to 1 and n naught equal to 1, then this condition is true, because 1 plus 1 plus 5, 7 is greater than equals to 1. If we take n equal to n naught equal to 2, 2 into 2 raised to power 3, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 5, 15 greater than equal to 8. So as we will increase the value of n, this condition is true. So we can say that for c equals to 1 and for all n greater than equals to 1, our condition is true and our function fn, that is n cube plus n plus 5, is big omega of n cube. Another example, prove that 3n square plus 2 is not big omega of n cube. So we have to check it. If it is big omega of n cube, then 3n square plus 2 is greater than equals to c times n cube. Dividing both sides by n cube, we will get 3n square plus 2 by n cube should be greater than equals to c. That is, value of c is depending upon n. So this is contradiction because c is any positive constant. So we can say that our supposition is wrong. So our function fn is not big omega of n cube. Third notation is theta notation. When our function fn is theta of another function gn, if fn is greater than equals to C1 times Gn and less than equals to C2 times Gn, where C1 times Gn is also greater than equals to 0. For all n greater than equals to n0 and n0 and C are positive constant, then we can say that our function fn is theta of Gn. This is the graph for fn is equal to theta of Gn. Our function fn is greater than equals to some positive constant times Gn and less than equals to another positive constant times Gn for all n greater than equals to n naught. We can say that our function fn is theta of Gn. Theta notation can be used to denote tight bounds of the algorithm. So when we say that function fn is theta of Gn, it means our function fn is big omega of Gn and function fn is also big O of Gn. Then we can say that our function fn is theta of Gn. For example, we have to prove that function fn tan n square plus 4n plus 2 is equal to theta of n square. So first we will prove that it is big O of n square. For proving that big O of n square, our function fn, that is tan n square plus 4n plus 2, should be less than equals to c1 times n square for all n greater than equals to n naught. Let us take n naught equal to 1. So 10 plus 4 plus 2, 16, and C1 equals to 20. So 10 plus 4 plus 2, 16, less than equals to 20 into 1, which is true. If we increase the value of n to 2, 2 raised to power 2, 4, 40 plus 8, 48 plus 2, 50, less than equals to 20 into 4, 80, which is true, and so on. Increasing the value of n naught will not affect this equation. So this equation is true for C1 is equal to 20 and n naught is equal to 1. So we can say that this function is big O of n square. Now we have to prove that this is also big omega of n square. When it will be big omega of n square? If tan n square plus 4n plus 2 is greater than equals to C2 times n square. Let us take C2 is equal to 10 and n naught is equal to 1. We'll check 10 plus 4, 14 plus 2, 16 greater than equal to 10 into 1. That is true. If we take value of n is equal to 2, then also this condition will be true. So we can say that for C1 equals to 20 and C2 equals to 10 and n naught equal to 1, our function is both big of n square as well as big omega of n square. Hence we can say that our function is theta of n square. So this concludes the topic types of asymptotic notation. Hope these concepts are clear to you. In the next video, we will discuss some examples for calculating the complexity of the algorithm. Thank you.